Greetings, welcome to this month's free research consultation session. My name is Patrick Nkemba. We have these sessions coming every month and they are just once monthly. The aim of these sessions is just to assist you, to give you a push on any part of research that is troubling you. And this time we are going to just talk about variables. Variables is something that confused me for a long time. So now when I understood it, I liked it so much. So let's drop into variables so that we see what we can understand. So the title is Understanding the Types of Variables in Research, and the subtitle is Categorization and the Roles of Variables. My name is Patrick Nkemba from CFHS Zambia. So before we go any further, let me maybe answer the question that may be in your mind by now, that what are variables? So variables, these are things that may vary in a research. What we mean by that is that these are things that as we are studying, they may change or they may be different. For example, age. If you are studying people, if the study is amongst people, you expect that even when you pick a particular age group, you are going to have people of different ages. You are going to have gender as a variable because you can either have males or females. Then you can have height because it can vary. We have those that are tall, those that are short, things like that. Income can vary. You have mid income, you have low or high incomes, things like that. Then for us to understand these variables very nice, we need to dip them into their main categorization. And according to this session, we are going to categorize them into three. First is nature or type of variables. So categorization of variables according to nature or type. Then the second one is categorization of variables according to the information presented. Then three is the role in research. So categorization of variables according to their role in research. So if we categorize them according to their nature or type, we are going to have two categories. And these categories are categorical and numerical. So we're going to have categorical versus numerical as the categorization according to the nature or type of variables. So if we categorize according to the information presented, we are going to have qualitative versus quantitative. If we categorize according to the role in research, we are going to have independent versus dependent plus etc. etc. Mark that. So if we dip into the nature or type of variables, we are going to have two, as I mentioned, categorical and numerical. So as we have categorical and numerical, let's drop into categorical, we see what we have. So if we have a categorical variable, we are talking about this variable that is used to measure things that we cannot measure in numbers. These things that we cannot measure in numbers are ideas, are facts, attitudes, and some truths that we cannot number. So these are all collectively called phenomena. So we are trying to measure phenomena and we cannot number. So we are calling in what we call categorical variables. So these categorical variables can either be nominal or ordinal. If you have a nominal variable, don't worry, you have a variable that has no natural order. For example, gender. You can begin with male or female, or you can begin with female then followed by male. It is not a problem because there is no natural order. Another example is religion. You can say Islam or you can say Christian. Whatever you put first does not matter. Why? Because there is no natural order. If we come to ordinal, we are trying to have this variable that has a natural order by intervals, which may not be really meaningful, but this natural order may show value. For example, want to know your level of satisfaction to this lecture, this session. We want to ask, Are you satisfied with this session? Then we don't want to leave it open for you to say yes or no, because we want to find out the degree of satisfaction. So we are going to have some options like partly satisfied or very satisfied, something like that, because we want to know, we want to have the idea. So this is going to fall under ordinal variable. We want to know your level of income. Low income, we will put it under this amount. Mid income, between this and that. Then that is going to still fall under ordinal, because there is just that order that we are trying to follow, despite we are trying to present numbers, but just that order is what we are talking about, to say there is an idea that is being expressed. How much do you love your wife? There is an idea that is being expressed. You can't number that into percentages. There is an idea behind it. All right. Then, if we don't have categorical variable, it means we have a numerical variable. And this numerical variable is a variable that we are using to measure ideas that can be numbered. So if you have a numerical variable, it can be categorized into two. This is discrete and continuous. If you have a discrete variable, this is a type of variable that can be expressed in whole numbers only. For example, number of children in class. You can't number children in class, then you have a 0.5 at the end. You can't say I have 1.5 children at my place. I have 1.5 children in my house. Then we are either going to doubt your mentality or your personality, because this is a discrete variable. Then if we say continuous variable, these are things like weight, the height, or the temperature. These are variables that can have range, or these variables that can be expressed in decimal places or fractions. For example, temperature is always point something, even when it's 0.0, but we are leaving gap to say it can be measured in decimal places. Height can be measured in decimal places, and it can be presented in decimal places. So based on the information or type of variable, we can have qualitative or quantitative. So these variables, qualitative or quantitative, may fall under the same explanations that I've given over categorical as well as non-categorical variables. So you can pause the video and just read through. You see the nominal, the ordinal, the discrete, the continuous, they are falling under the same. So variables according to cause and effect, or according to their role in research, we are going to have these two major ones. If you forget everything that I have said, please don't forget this. We are going to have independent variable and dependent variable. Independent variable, we believe this is the cause. This is the factor that is going to cause something that we are studying. Then the dependent variable is the effect or the outcome that we want to observe, the outcome that is being measured in our study. Then we can also have control variables. Control variable, this is the variable that we believe it is also able to cause the same outcome that we are trying to observe. Apart from having the independent variable, it can do what the independent variable can do. So to avoid confusion, we want to hold it constant. We want to remove it and put it at the side. Then moderator variable, this is a variable that can affect the strength, cannot really move the independent variable, but can affect the strength or the direction of the relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable. So to avoid that, we need to make sure that we identify the moderator variables and we take care of them. Then mediator variable, they explain the link between the independent variable and the dependent variable. So that's what we have on those. Variables are very important, and I must say this. They are very important because your study design depends on them, and if you don't classify them properly, you are going to be stuck choosing the tools of analysis, choosing the tools of data collection. So you need to understand them clearly so that you can interpret data very accurately. Then This is a part where we open it up. If you are watching this video on YouTube, please you can comment, give a comment in the comment section over any part that you have not understood, so that I can give you further classification on types of variables and the role of variables. Then you can also ask other things that you may need help in, maybe anything that you are doing within the field of research that you need assistance on. This is the consultation session, and the purpose of it is to give you a push in any area of research that you are stuck in, so that we just make sure that we assist you for free. Thank you so much for joining us in creating excitement and expansion worldwide. My name is Patrick Nkemba from CFHS Zambia. See you in the next video.